Hey, how you doing today, Houston? I'm the president of Mastermind Alliance Publishing, and today is business, approval, growth, success, achievement episode. I want to introduce you to Mr. Kang. Mr. Kang has received an award for the #1 businessman of the year here in Houston, Texas. I don't know if any of you were at the awards ceremony downtown, but this guy sitting next to me is classified as one of the best businessmen, best entrepreneurs. You know, he helps the community, he helps out his fellow brethren. You know, basically, anyone out there that's looking for opportunities, you know, looking for work, looking for help, looking for mentorship, Kang is your go-to guy. Kang, would you introduce yourself, please, to Houston?
Hello, Houston. Yes, as he just said, my name is Kang. I'm a business entrepreneur, personal trainer, and coach. I do help develop little small businesses. I do coaching, live and both personal coaching. You know, and I'm also a motivational speaker.
Yeah, he sure motivated me. So, you know, when I get up in the morning, I think of this guy and it makes my day goes 10 times better. So, is there a way that anyone can get in contact with you?
Oh yes, our office is on 5757 Ranchester, Suite 300. Phone number is 832-921-8000.
Nice.
And you can call us Monday through Friday. We're open.
Nice. The reason why this is so important, you know, because I've developed this show. You know, I know you guys are, some of you guys out there flipping through the channels, you know, looking for, you know, a way to make means, you know, ways to make money. You know, I know a lot of you got girlfriends. I know a lot of you got moms, you know, family that you want to support, you know, and we're all about community cultivation, you know, and that's why I appreciate you guys tuning in and watching, you know, Channel 17, Houston Media Source. This is why I brought this show to you, because I know when I used to sit at the house and I was flipping through the channels bored, you know, not knowing what I'm going to do next. And, you know, I want to be that show, you know, that brings positivity to the communities out there. So, you know, and hopefully if you just heard what I just said, that you feel a little bit better to know that there's hope out there, you know, there's help out there, you know. So today what we're going to do is we're going to dive into, you know, a little bit of, you know, what it is that Kang does, you know, and, you know, if you've seen this and you still feel hopeless, I'm terribly, terribly sorry, because I'm doing the best I can, you know, to bring our peace to the community, you know. So Kang, how are you doing today, bro?
Good. Very
nice.
good. Very blessed.
Very blessed.
Yes.
So, give us a little insight on how you feel about Houston as a whole, you know.
Well, I think Houston is a very, very great place for opportunities, and I think if you are home, not making a living, I think you should get off your butt and, you know, go network. Because it's all about people. You know, most of the time people say, oh, I don't like people. But if you don't like people, that's all you'll ever be. You know, the people with the most amount of network, because in this world it's all about connection, the people you know. So go out there, network with people, and you'll be amazed the amount of opportunities that are out there for you.
So if they want to network with you, how would they go about doing it? If they want you on their team?
Well, if you want me on your team, you know, as you know, we just said, I'm also one of those people. I've been very blessed. I can actually sell anything. You know, I've been with Fortune 500 companies who have been, you know, made them from hundreds to millions of dollars. And, you know, with the you know, I don't really give the credit to myself. You know, I think God has blessed me with so much wisdom to be able to talk to people and, you know, so they can see the big picture of stuff. And so, in the past, I've made lots of money and, lost it all and then made it again. And I always say, if you can, all the greatest people in the world have been the greatest of salespeople. I don't consider myself a salesman. I consider myself someone who looks for opportunities and, brings it to the people. And, in return, I make sure they can see the opportunity, and, because you cannot, you cannot make people do something they don't have a passion for. So I'm the guy who creates a passion in people, so they can make something out of it,
Nice.
out of any opportunity.
Nice. Sounds pretty good, Kang. All right, well, Houston, and don't worry, he can help males and females, okay? So you ladies out there who's wanting to, make a living for yourself and, hopefully you will find yourself going to a school or whatever, Houston Community College, U of A, TSU. But, if you kind of don't have the money for that and, you want to find a way to make means for yourself, I would recommend that you contact Kang or stop by his office, because it's all about help. And do you charge for your services, or are they free, or?
Well, as I said, I have been very blessed. We're very open to people that are looking because, as I said, opportunities are not for everyone. There are people who know what they should be doing, but they're not. But they say, he who seek will find, and finding is made only for the seekers. The man who knocks, the door will be open for them. So we actually are looking for, goal seekers. People that are goal oriented.
So this means free.
Yeah. We don't really charge, but we just want people that are committed and we can show them the path to success.
Nice. So hopefully with what Mr. Kang just said, you feel a little bit better about waking up in the morning. Could you explain to them how they would get in contact? Do you have an email or something? Or?
Yeah, I think the best way to actually contact me is maybe send me a text, my phone, 832-921-8000. My email is nevillechams, it's nevillechams02@gmail.com. And my website is www.amenwater.com.
Nice. So, later on in the show, you should be seeing some words across the bottom of the screen now, and we'll post those again at the end of the show. All right, Mr. Kang. So, what is your outlook on everything? Like, how do you feel about helping people? What kind of fulfillment do you get from?
Well, I'm so glad, I think I was waiting for that question. I always tell people to be, some of the greatest people in history have always said, to be a great man, you must serve the masses. Service to many leads to greatness. So if you want to be a great person, you want to change the world, see how many people you can serve, see how many people you can help. I don't know if you ever watched the show.
What about people that make a habit of using people, that take their kindness for weakness, or that use people? What about people that would use others?
Well, it's okay. As I said, we're all intuitive beings. I know that there's a God in all of us. Sometimes I think the God in us tells us, the people we should deal with and all that, because we are so disconnected from the world. Sometimes I think we don't listen to that inner voice and all of that. They use us out there and all of that, but if you're still in tune with your emotion, I think sometimes you can actually be able to know the people that are users and the people that are real. So listen to your intuition.
So what about the people what if you're dealing with a person that uses you?
Well, it's okay. At the end of the day, as we know, karma is karma will come back. But most of the time, as I always tell people, if you feel and you think, you don't feel comfortable, listen to your intuition. Your intuition will always guide you.
So what do you recommend? If your intuition tells you that this person will use me, what do you recommend they do? Do they still work with them?
No, I think if you think, someone is using you and all of that, sometimes I think you should just back up.
Back up and leave?
Back up and leave and all of that, because sometimes it's not worth it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
So what if most of the people someone knows are using them, and that their whole immediate surrounding of pool of people that they're dealing with is using them? and they can't escape that situation. They're stuck.
Well, I don't think there's any situation has been stuck, and all of that. Everything is a choice. We are the God of our lives. We have the power to choose who and what we want to become. So I think if you're hanging around those kinds of people, I think you should leave. You should find the world is full of so many people, billions of people on the planet. If you step up to people, you're going to be amazed how willing they are to actually help you. Most of the time we don't like to talk, we don't like to ask for help because we feel like we can do things by ourselves. But the people out there. I was watching a show, one of the greatest men in the world, multimillionaire, was saying, I'm always so glad when people come up to me and ask me questions like, how did you make your millions? I'm always willing to help them. But most of the time we look up to people like this, like, oh, they're greedy, they're snob, and all of that, but they're really not. Human beings are naturally good people. Every human being is a good person. Once you start pointing, fingers, oh, this person is this person is that, most of the time we're pointing fingers because of who we are. And all of that. Most of the time you see, if you find fault in people, it's because there's fault in you. But when you start putting out so much love out there, and all of that, in return, I think love comes back to you. So I think the key we're dealing here is, be open-minded and all of that, and don't judge people, because you'll be amazed, if you don't judge people, how wonderful people are, because the nature of human beings is goodness and love. They all have so much love for them. A lot of the time people screw you over because of the circumstances we live in the world. We're never meant to live in this kind of, world the way it is, because most of it is all an illusion. Someone has put it all together, in this kind of way where people stealing, doing all of these kinds of things. But really, really, human beings are not thieves, they're not killers, they're not users, they're good people and all of that. And if you start waking up every day and having a perception of human beings as being good, I promise you, according to the law of attraction, you will attract those kinds of people in your life.
So how do they change their mode of thinking to attract those people? If someone is I would imagine that many of the people that are watching this television station, they're quick to say they have haters, people are trying to knock them. What do you say to people that, that thrive off of looking for haters and people trying to stop them? And trying to stop them, especially if they're wrong and don't know where they're going. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What do you recommend?
Well, I think the biggest, prison, it's our own mind. I think sometimes, we imprison our own self in our own mind without even knowing, and keep thinking, that the problem is outside. But, if you've traveled around the world like myself, study a lot of ancient religion, you're going to see that, all the problems and everything arises, within. When you can go within and really target, like someone, like me before growing up, I used to have a lot of anger problems, but I was putting it out there upon everyone and all of that. But when I started going within, practicing things like meditation, I started understanding that, wow, it's me. It's not, it's not about the people out there. Everything will make me mad. But I was, the person who was, who had the problem, and not the people out there. So I started going inward. I started like digging upon some of the things, some of the qualities I didn't like, and the more I went inward, the more I was able to see that all of these things was me. So when I started dealing with them and all of that, I noticed, they all went away. And sometimes people meet me and they're like, wow, man, you've really built your character and all of that. And I'm like, yeah, I was never like this. Before I was the biggest asshole in the world. Not a lot of people can say that about themselves, but I used to be. But I'm no more, and all of that. So most of the time it's pointing the finger at you. Once you can point the finger at you, then you do something about it. But as long as you keep pointing the finger back there, watch how many fingers are pointing back. 4 fingers are pointing back at you and all of that. So stop pointing the finger at yourself and all that, and then do something about it.
Exactly. All right. Yeah. So what Kang is saying is that nobody's hating on you. You're hating on yourself, and you're just bringing it to light. Okay. So yeah, man. Let's talk about a little bit about your company, your mentoring company.
Okay. Well, yeah. My mentoring company. Yeah. This mentoring company, what we do is we do coaching and all of that. We go to schools, we go to churches, and especially, my calling is actually for the young people, because this is, I'm also a young man. This is the generation that will actually, rule the world tomorrow and all of that. And if we do not like get them on the right path, on the right foot, then, we're not going to have a good world or good future and all of that. So what we actually do is, we get invited. A few months ago, I was at Bel Air High School. I was at Omega Gospel Church. I've been called around, to actually talk to a lot of young people. And, if you're listening to this, pastors, principals of schools and all of that, I'm very, very, I'm offering myself out there, to come talk to the young people, because I've been there and all of that, and I can actually connect, with them and all of that. And most of the time, some of the, the ways, us even as parents, there's something I'm always saying, that, if you're a parent that's full of bullshit, you're going to raise bullshit kids. I know that parents that are ignorant, they're going to raise ignorant, kids and all of that. So as a parent, as a mentor, as a coach, you want to teach yourself. I'm always learning every single day. I'm reading maybe more than 4 books, every single week and all that. Not because, to be very smart, but it's so I can educate myself and know better. Because just as I said, if you're ignorant, what you're gonna notice, you're gonna attract a lot of ignorant people, and you're gonna raise and you're gonna affect ignorant. It's gonna affect a lot of people around you. So you wanna.
How do you know if you're ignorant? How would you know if someone's ignorant? How would, if the people that are watching this television station, how would they know if they're ignorant?
Well, okay, great. We're all here to grow. If you see yourself like just on the same spot and all of that, you're not going anywhere and all of that, then it is time you get out of your own world and notice that the things you're doing are not working. Maybe it's time you go up to people, you seek advice, and all of that, and ask for help. Because most of the time, as I said, what
kind of help?
Maybe ask for, guidance, maybe get a coach or counselor, someone you admire, you feel it's a role model to you, and someone you feel like that's going somewhere where you want to go. Very important. If you want to be an actor, you're not going to look for a cook, to mentor you and all of that. So you don't just want to sit there, not going anywhere, and just think, it's going to be okay. No, you want to make sure you are growing, because we're here to grow. If you're not growing, you're dying. Right. So you want to make sure you're growing every single day, because to grow is to live life to the fullest.
Nice. Yeah. Nice. All right, Houston, you hear that? If you're ignorant, don't be. And if I'm ignorant, I hope I'm not any longer. And look inside yourself, the animosity, the hate, the whatever you think that you're getting. You might be doing a self-assessment. And you're looking at emotions as a reflection of yourself, and maybe life isn't working because of this. Use that same anger and hatred, use that energy that fuel those emotions to change yourself and purify, I'm assuming, your heart and mind if possible. And if you're living in a situation that that you can't escape from, due to vehicles or money. I know it costs $1.50 to ride the bus, and I know there's a lot of things going on those streets that you may be walking up and down, but there is hope. There is a way that you could, find this help for yourself. And that's why it was so important that I was explaining to you to, hit up Kang's websites, the www.amenwater.com, and hit his phone number at the
832-921-8000.
921-8000, and you will find free help, okay? And I recommend that you listen to what this guy says, because he's a living example of everything that he speaks to you. I know some of you have people over you that say, hey, do this, do that. And then you do it, then something go wrong. And then you find yourself fighting with these same people that was trying to help you. That's the blind leading the blind effect. And, both of you are going to end up nowhere because of that. So please, I urge you, be careful, and, I know that a lot of people that, some of them are, getting in conflict with you for things you may not even know about. So try not to take everything literal, you know. So if it has happened and you're scarred, don't let those scars be what's holding you back from the future that you wish to attain. You understand? And I explained this to you 2 to 3 times. And I'm assuming that in today's society, no one's going to feel sorry for you or hold your hand. This is one of the few guys, Mr. Kang is one of the few guys out there that has a genuine love for helping out the community. And I'm not calling you guys community. I'm calling you guys every single individual, whether you're a mother, whether you're a father, whether you're a family person, a little brother, a niece. Just breathe, focus, think where you want to go, and hopefully today that this episode, you know, has been of some benefit to you, a mutual benefit between all of us. Okay? So Mr. Kang, all right, what are your next plans? What is your future looking like? What are you going to be getting into?
Well, we just started a alkaline water business.
Nice.
We're actually on Howard and Manchester, and what alkaline water is, it's water that's high in pH, and what this water is doing is it's helping people with a lot of chronic illnesses and all of that.
Oh, so you're into the health and wellness.
That's right. I'm also into health and wellness. I'm also a vegan coach. You know, I believe in eating, you know, the right food and drinking the right water. You know, most of the time, you know, we go to doctors, they're like, oh, drink a lot of water, but no one is telling us what kind of water we should drink, you know, but
so you're doing a 50 cents move, like 50 Cent did the vitamin water.
That's right, yeah, you know.
Nice.
But our water is better than 50 cents water. Yeah.
I'm sorry, 50.
That's right.
All right.
And the prices are very affordable, you know, for the water. If you go to Whole Foods, you know, for the maybe a gallon, you'll actually be spending like $6, you know, but at our store it's $1 and all of that.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, and I know that, you know, out in these communities, you know, your diets, you know, I know a lot of you, I even eat McDonald's. You know, I eat McDonald's for lunch and, you know, eat some chips, a couple bag of chips and pork rinds for dinner, maybe, you know, drink a beer or two. And, you know, I know some of the diets out there, you know, some of you guys, I've only done it for like once, twice, 3 times a week, maybe if I have the money to do it. But some of you guys do that every day. And these are the people that we're getting a hold to. You know, we want y'all to live better. You know, we want y'all to, you know, as a people, you will rise, you will grow, and you will prosper. I order you. So hopefully that today's episode, you know, I want you to change this channel, and I want all of you to have a sense of purpose in your life and know where you think you may want to go, and hurry up and get there and find out if it is what you want it to be, so you can change your mind and find somewhere else to go and have fun. Okay, so, you know, and another thing, I don't want you guys out there walking around with a sense of holier than thou. You know, because that can cripple you as well. You know, I'm not going to prepare you for war and not arm you with the proper ammunition to get to where you need to go, you know. So when you see Mr. Kang out there walking the streets or riding around, you know, don't be hesitant. Don't be afraid. Step to him and say, hey, I saw you on TV. You know, I admire what you've done. You know, I want to be a part of your organization. You know, I want the mentoring, and I need the help. I need the guidance. You know what I'm saying? Don't come up to him with, you know, with piss poor reasons on why you want to hang around him, and then want to be angry later just because something didn't work out. You didn't come proper. That's where the conflict is coming from. So step to him real, you know, honest. You know, lies only work for so long. You know, we're trying to help you build past that, okay? We're knocking down those mental barriers in which hold some of you guys back. And I want to see you guys with longevity. I want to see y'all grow and you know, pray to your religion, and hopefully that God will let you into heaven when it's time to go. Okay? All right, man. So a little bit, enough about me, Mr. Kang. What do you want, what would you want Houston to know that you haven't already told them about, you know, what the future is looking like?
Well, as I said, if you want good for the future, you sow goodness now. So whatever you do right now, for now, is all that there is this moment, and all of that. Don't feel discouraged, don't feel disappointed, and all of that. If you want the future to be good and all of that, try to do something about that now, this moment. Don't procrastinate anymore. Just go ahead. If you're looking to lose weight, you're looking to eat better, you're looking to change your financial, future and all of that, everything starts right now. It's never too late. And all of that, and you can get better.
What about, say some people that are watching this have damaged relationships, a mom, a dad, a brother, a sister, a cousin, or somebody that they have a lot of conflict with. What do you say to the person that, that hates their families? What do you say to those people? Forgive and forget, or how do they work through that?
We must learn to forgive. Forgiveness forgiveness is the only way. As they say in the East and all of that, forgiveness is the only way, because no matter all the grudge, you can hold grudge, bitterness and all of that, you're doing harm to your own self and all of that. But when you let go, you're able to forgive and ask for forgiveness. What you do is you release them in your heart, and you also release yourself from their heart and all of that, and you become free. So to forgive is to free yourself from, the dungeon.
The dungeon? Yeah. So how,
that's holding you back.
Say, what if they've been fighting? Say if they cause harm to each other or something like that. Just how do you go about forgiving someone who has done you wrong?
Well, if you've been fighting, someone has done you wrong, the only way out, sometimes, I remember going, meeting a guru, and, I used to have a lot of conflict with one of my friends, and, same thing, we used to fight a lot, and he's like, sometimes want things to be complicated, but it don't have to be complicated. He's like, the only way out, he's like, it's forgiveness. I'm like, Guru, come on, he punched me, I punched him back, and this happened. And he's like, the only way out, I'll say it again, is forgiveness. Because when you forgive, you open, the gate for your own self so you can walk out. Because as long as you hold in hatred and, you're bitter and all of that, you're locking your own self up and all of that. You're doing it to no one but yourself. So when you understand that little spiritual concept and all of that, you free yourself from the dungeon.
Nice.
Of hatred, yeah.
Nice. Free yourself from a dungeon of hatred. I know it sounds like an awesome carnival ride, but no dungeons of hatreds around here. So, I know some of you are just, I know that I've met people that are just like, I hate them. And they probably deserve it. But it's not up to you to hate them. So try to let it go somehow. Try your best. If you have to talk about it, if you have to be, art, you could draw pictures, write lyrics, work on your career, use the anger and the hatred and redirect that energy into making a better you. Let's meet minds real quick, okay, Houston? We're gonna meet minds. Okay, say I hate you. Okay, now there's an energy in me that's going up like this, that's going out. I hate. That's the energy, that flow. I hate this person. I don't want to be. You got to take that energy and say I. And whoop whoop. You feel me? And put it back in you. That's energy. Because you see, when you're fighting and arguing, you feel tired. That's energy. You know what I'm saying? It's like this, when you're walking around, there's this energy pouring out of you. It's like, you know what I'm saying, like a water. But if you take that hose and put it back on you, that water gonna hit you and wash you off. That's the most simplest way that I could explain it to you. Okay? So wash yourself off, file your fingernails, clean the dirt from under your nails, go work out or something. I know it's hard. Some of you want to go break stuff and tear stuff up, but you got to focus on yourself, and there you'll get the best results, and you'll be pretty happy about everything, So how long have you been mentoring? How long have you been into the business of helping out people?
Well, I've been in the business now for 6 years of mentoring and all
Nice.
of that. Yeah.
Okay, so you're looking for a new team of young.
Well, yeah, we just started a boot camp called the 21 Days No Excuse Challenge. You know, we're looking for people if you want to take this challenge and all of that. What we do is we write all these things we want to do, and then we go ahead and execute it without any excuse within 21 days. You come up with a game plan on how you're going to do it and how you're going to accomplish it within 21 days. You have no excuse why I didn't do it, and you know,
Under your leadership.
yeah, under my leadership, you know, I'll be supervising, you know, calling you, you know, to follow up and all of that. I mean, one thing people don't realize, the reason why I got into coaching and mentoring is because, you know, someone mentored me. You know, no matter, I didn't really have no mentor or models, but I looked up to a lot of people, and I was, you know, following their ways, looking the way they dress, the way they do things, the way they live their life, and I'm like, wow, you know, I'll watch the drunker on the street. I'm like, I don't want to be like that. I watch, you know, I watch people, you know, who just, you know, it's like they didn't care about themselves. I'm like, well, I don't want to be like this person and all of that. And if you look at a top athlete, they hire coaches not because the coaches know better than them. And some of you, you know, you come under my leadership not because I'm better than you. It's just because the coach is one who holds you accountable, you know, and all of that, so you can actually be able to execute and accomplish your goal. A coach is one who holds you accountable, so in case you don't reach it, you know, and all of that. But when you share your goal and your vision with someone that believes and, you know, that is in accordance with where you're trying to go, and, you know, and all of that, it does something to the inner being and all of that. It helps you not to sit back. And what it also does is it releases some of the dormant forces that are laying within you that are potentials. You know, I know that a lot of us, you know, we waste our potentials without really understanding that, you know what, these potentials are just laying dormant. But once we come in front of a coach, you know, we're like, hey, this is what I want to do, this is what I want to do, and all of that. And all these people are hearing, you know, your goals and stuff. What happens is this dormant forces just automatically wake up because they don't want you to fail. They want to prove, you know, they're like, God loves us, you know, he'll never let us down. The God within us wakes up, so it never lets us down. This moment, they say when you step into the zone where you don't know how things are going to happen and all of that, that is where God lives. He lives in the unknown. When you don't know, you know, how it's going to happen. You step up, you know, you're on an airplane, you bungee jumping, you know, on a parachute and all that. When you get out there, sometimes you don't know how it's going to happen. But most of the time, because God is a God who won't lie to you, you know, and all that, he always proves himself. And all of that, in return, most of the time you become successful. In return, most of the time you're able to accomplish what you said, you know, you're going to accomplish. So mentoring and coaching, you know, and all of that, I do that so we can hold you accountable and we can make sure we push you. We push you so you can achieve and, you know, accomplish your goals and dreams.
Nice. Yeah. I soaked it up too. I'm a fan. I'm sorry. So, Houston, you know, I'm just amazed as to, you know, the things I've learned here today. And hopefully that you guys are amazed as well. So, you know, and again, I said at the end of this show that we'll post the information, you know, to find this, you know, this community help. You know, I don't care if you're a drug dealer. I don't care if you're, you know, a pimp. I don't care if she's a prostitute. I don't care if she's a stripper trying to get books for school at 28 years old. I'm not questioning where you're from or where you're going. I'm just concerned about, you know, being able to help out, you know, because if I was in your position, you know, maybe you don't have the money to do the things that you want, and you want to get that leadership and guidance to get the money you want, to live the life you want. You know, there's a first step, you know. So, yeah, I urge you guys, you know, to have a good life, you know, everything we just discussed here today. Yeah, so Kang, is there anything else you want to?
To conclude, you know, what I want to tell people is never follow the crowd, never follow the masses and all of that. You know, most of the time, if you have a goal, a vision, you know, and all of that, try to make sure you associate yourself with people going somewhere because if you want to be, just like I said before, if you want to be an actor, you're not gonna go associate yourself with a cook. So find people that are going somewhere, and all of that. In return, you go somewhere. And all of that. It's just a law. It's just universal laws, of the universe and all of that. So don't follow the crowd. Just be yourself. Most of the time, people will follow you and all of that. Just be unique. If people say, "Oh, you're weird" and all of that, don't worry. Don't worry what the world says, because most of the time, 99% of the world, they don't even know who they are. But if you just step up and just act a little bit like you know where you're going and you know what you're doing, people follow you, because the world is in search of a savior, is in search of a leader, is in search of, a mentor and all of that. And, read as many books as you can, because through books you are able to go places. Through books you can go places, and all of that. And the more you read, the smarter and the more you become knowledgeable and all of that. And in return, respect everyone you meet. Show love and respect. That's the only way God wanted us to live. When you respect people, you show them love and all that, they want you to be around and they want to help you and all that. We're all here, we're all connected. So if you see you don't like people, that's all you'll ever be, because God put people here so we can all collaborate together and work as a team. So
Evan, Wrekn, Marsh needs our help. Like, kickstart Evan, Wrekn. Evan is making a new album, movie, and book. Unleash Evan Wrekn on Hollywood. Set Evan Wrekn free. Evan's like Tupac, He's like Eminem. He's like Steven Spielberg. Please, kickstart Evan. He's a great spirit. Kickstart Evan. Our donations will directly fund him. Just kickstart Evan.